I find it really, really disturbing that I look back and find that Mr. Rhodes from the he's the supervisor over Cass County and St. Joe counties at the Department of Health and Human Services offices, probably Three Rivers too. Usually they're Tri-County. Anyways, he didn't even know that I had state disability from Kalamazoo before I moved back to Cass County. That kind of concerns me. It makes me think that maybe he needs to be keyed in on some other facts too. So he's not made to look an ass, or Cass County Department of Health and Human Services for that matter. When I came back, part of the reason that I couldn't continue with therapy after they shut my state disability off was because they canceled my transportation. How can you afford anything with no money? That's real, but you're disabled. But they want you to make your way 14 miles out of town to go to a court hearing or a therapy session or to drug drop. That's not realistic. And it's setting someone up for failure. There's other things that they did in my situation in the first round that I notice are, they're doing now too. For instance, them trying to perpetrate I'm the actual abuser when I'm not. They tried to do that the first time too and accuse me of abusing. But when I showed up in court and it was shown that they had lied about everything, just like now, they had to throw everything out. The only thing they could charge me with was smoking pot and poor judgment. Kind of like now. It's a mirror to the first round. Which is why I'm so concerned here. Because if these are your excuses, they weren't excuses the first time. So what would make you think they would fly now? The only reason my parents got my kids and this ended the way it did in the first round was because I had a head injury that these guys tried to make me look like I didn't have. That's the only way they got my kids. That's not going to fly this time, you guys. The only reason I let that fly was because my mom got my kids. And we already knew that you guys were illegally taking them. It's fraudulent to adopt kids to somebody when there's a previous agreement. You know that, right? That's federal law. And it also goes against the Hague Convention for you to adopt somebody when a person said, hey, I don't want my kids adopted. And I hand wrote a letter to Dobrich in the first round to tell her that. And that I didn't want my kids going to my parents. Something tells me that the clerks got that letter, but didn't deliver it to the judge. I think there's a lot of that going on around here. It'll be interesting to see how that goes down in court when we have our next round. If there is another next round with me in court, because, they could just go on to court and just decide this whole thing and then just come and bring my daughter back. They could do that too. There's a whole bunch of options here. Have a blessed day.